Bam. Yeah. Bam. We're live. Good morning. Christmas Eve. Happy birthday, Mom. Yep, it's my mom's birthday. That was always fun being a little kid. Your mom's birthday was on Christmas Eve. I kind of dug it. I kind of felt bad for her a little bit. I always wondered if when she was a little kid, like it meant she got less presents. I didn't get my mom anything this year. I bet you my wife got her something. I had a tough night last night. Hey, Susan, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man? Ooh, made it.
Oh, shit. Will shaved his mustache. I had to kick him off for that. Back. He's gone. He's back. He's gone. He's back. He's gone. Oh, I'm putting on my wool socks. It's raining here.
Yeah, it's raining here too.
Dude, epic morning. Epic morning. I took one of those just gigantic deuces where I'm just like, holy shit. It's like multiple things go on. You're like, wow, that's what it's like having a baby. And wow, I'm free. I'm free. Wow, I'm free. Is that Sevan's oldest son? Wait, let me look. Really?
I've seen that a couple times.
It does look like he got into my glass collection, like he's pillaging my shit.
Actually, I got asked to do an impersonation show, so I had to go buy new glasses.
Yeah, it's wow. Look at Caleb won't even show his face. I invited Caleb and Will on here today to Caleb, are you at work?
Maybe he's working.
No, I just don't have a camera.
This is us. This is us. This is it. This is the team.
And anonymous.
The history of the show I've told a million times, but basically here we are, and I was doing the show, and then this guy Ryan Jevning stepped in and he was helping with the show, and I think he has games aspirations, and we parted ways. I don't even know if we parted ways. I don't know what happened, but then Will and Caleb stepped up. I don't even know how they stepped up. Do you guys know how you stepped up?
Slid into the DMs.
Yeah.
I just started sending you stuff.
Is that really how it worked?
Yeah, I moved
Pretty
to
much.
Charlotte in September, and then I was living alone now. So then I used to like making Photoshop stuff. So I just started DMing you stuff.
And
then
I started
emailing
using
you
it?
stuff. Yeah. And then you gave me your number and I started texting you stuff. And that was the progression.
There you go. They put
Easy
in the
as
work.
that.
Is what they did. They put in the work. Self-directed.
And Caleb, how did and then we just started talking like once a week and then twice a week and now every day and then then you get login info and then now here you are, bam, on the Christmas Eve show, just like
Bam.
that.
Just like that.
And same thing with you, Caleb. You just started making stuff and sending it?
Yeah, pretty much. You said in one of your podcasts you just needed somebody who gave a shit. And so then I sent you a video that said, I'm somebody who gives a shit. And you just said, cool. And that's pretty much how it started.
And then all of a sudden, Sousa tells me that you and Will got connected. Like I didn't connect you guys. I was trying to keep you guys apart so like I could like control you guys.
I'm honestly not sure how we got connected, honestly.
Damn.
Is your head getting cold?
Oh, I feel so much better.
Your head got cold there for a minute.
Caleb, you're in the military.
Yes, sir, I am.
Because I saw you for the first time a couple of days ago. We did a FaceTime call, and you were in fatigues.
Yep, I was in uniform. I work at a hospital.
What do you do there? Are you allowed to say?
I just like a corpsman, basically.
I don't know what is that.
It's just basically just like a medic.
Oh, when you said a corpsman, I thought you just sat in the corner and did sit-ups.
Yes,
Just
a
working
lot
on
of
the
that.
floor all day. I lost my wristbands, Bruce. I mean, I didn't lose them. I don't ever lose anything. But I agree. I'm cold. I'm a little cold this morning. I would like it if I had my wristbands. And it'd be cool if Victos just sent.
Victos.
Yeah, I'm not going to get started. And Will and Caleb were. Oh, nice. Nice. Good job. Core 2s, were those the core 1s or core 2s?
Core 2s.
Too thick for me.
Really?
Yeah, a little
Well, I
too
work
thick.
out in them. I do everything in them. Rope climb, lift, run.
Have you ever humped with your shoes on?
Crocs for sure.
Damn.
Maybe a pair of Gucci slippers, but
Damn. Seriously, Caleb, Crocs, is that true?
That's the way to go, really. Maximum traction.
So you were standing and they were like bent over or something?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Just keep them by the side of the bed and slip them on. And then was there any part of you that was like, hey, this is, I don't know, like I like the show, but I don't align with like what he says. Like when I first started working at CrossFit, I would, when Greg was talking or we'd be at dinner, he'd be like, the liberals did this and the liberals did that. And I was liberal and I would be like, and there were tons of liberals who worked there, tons and tons and tons. Man, it was a diverse group. Crazy. I mean, it's fucking Santa Cruz. And by diverse, I mean, we had all the genders, all of them. We had both sexes and all the genders. Was there any party that was like, hey, either one of you, like, I'm this bullshit. I don't want to be affiliated with this crap. This hurts my feelings.
No,
Obama's a good dude.
Pretty open to everything, really. Don't
Hey,
really
I mean,
have much of a problem with much.
You fucked with Crocs on.
Yeah, exactly. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, throw it away.
God, I want to be more like you. Go ahead, Will.
Oh, I was gonna say, I feel like we're pretty different, but that's what I like about it. But yeah, I definitely thought that before. It's hard to rechange your mind about, get out of your head about what you can be affiliated with and whose opinion matters.
Yeah,
And,
like what if I found out, like what if I found out the Turks didn't really kill the Armenians? Like that was I know that doesn't mean shit to you guys, but I was raised as like that's part of my story. Turks killed Armenians.
So your whole life would be a lie then.
Well, yeah, that whole section of that story would be a lie. Yeah, it would be. It's like, but I'm justifying the Democrat Republican thing because I do think that, like when I was a kid, I would ask my mom questions like, and because at the dinner table a lot, especially at my dad's house, there was a ton of politics being talked. That's all that was talked, and I would ask questions like, hey, if George Washington was such a good dude, how come he didn't free the slaves? I remember asking my mom that. I remember. And my stepmom especially was very, very, very political, and everything was couched in terms of politics. And I remember thinking, I don't remember which parent I asked, but I thought the Republicans were the bad guys, but Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. And then I was told, well, the party switched. Like, you know what I mean? Like their ideology switched. And then so I was like, all right. So I just believe that. And then, I mean, but now I don't know if I believe that. But anyway, so that's how I justify it now. I'm like, well, when I was a Democrat, they were good. But now they're bad. They switched again.
Are you registered to vote, Sevan?
I am. I'm probably registered as a Democrat.
Oh, okay. That's my next question.
Maybe I had to re-register in
for the recall.
Yeah, or maybe I re-registered. I definitely voted for the recall. I definitely did not want Mr. Newsom. He's definitely not good for my kids. I'm looking for something.
It's King Newsom.
Yeah,
Lord Newsom.
Well, it's very interesting you bring that up. I'm going to play this video, and this I'm having a little bit of a tough morning because I did something that upset my mom, and I really hate to upset my mom.
On her
You
birthday?
forgot to say happy birthday?
Yeah.
No, she doesn't give a shit about that. Here, let me see. I'm going to let me see if I can share screen.
Was it the comments towards Christy yesterday?
No, I went unscathed.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you.
She's got tough skin.
That's a legitimate question, though. Yeah, I came in hot. Okay, let me see if you guys can hear this.
Can't hear it.
Negative.
You guys can't hear it?
No, but you could give us a good reenactment, probably.
I can. I wonder if I can do this. Watch this move. Regardless
of the fact that we are attacking your fundamental rights or limiting your fundamental rights, and the charter says that was wrong, we're still going to go ahead and do with it. It's basically a loophole that allows a majority to override fundamental rights of a minority.
Whoa.
So
Whoa.
that's the I don't know what you call him, but he runs Canada. That's the CEO of Canada.
It's Trudeau.
Yeah.
Justin Trudeau.
Wow.
And so the problem here is this. So I sent that clip to my parents last night, and I said, hey, you know, this is how Egypt lost its democracy. And basically, we have certain rules in this country that allow us to maintain our liberty. Basically, in a nutshell, you can't vote away democracy. Even if the majority wants to, you cannot vote away democracy in this country. That's one of the things that's so fucking great about this fucking country. We have something called liberty. And I'm open to being wrong. I'm no fucking lawyer. But we have something that no matter how bad or how brainwashed the country gets, we can't like be run by what's it called? Like Sharia law. Like it always still has to be at the foundation, our Constitution and our constitutional rights. And this guy is saying in Canada, because the majority is against blah, 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 they can start taking away people's rights. That's not the way it is in this country. You can't allow that to happen. You just had a democracy. They had an election. The first thing they did was get rid of their democracy. You can't do that in the United States. That's what they're fucking doing in Canada. They're saying our forefathers set this up so that we can't fuck ourselves. And it's happening like right before our eyes. So I sent that clip to my parents and I was like, hey man, the party that you stood for is behind this. Well, at 4:30 in the morning, I got a text message from my mom and it said, hey, if your goal is to offend your 81-year-old father, you did it. And that rocked me to my core. I didn't like that.
Oh.
Sorry, Mom.
Wait, why did that
If
offend you,
racism doesn't exist, why isn't it in the dictionary?
Oh, L.
I don't know if that's even a real. I don't even know if
it.
that's a real question, but I could show you a ton of shit. If dragons don't exist, why are dragons in the dictionary? Shut the fuck up with that shit.
Only real things are in the
terrible.
dictionary.
I hope that guy's joking.
I think they're being sarcastic. They'd have to be sarcastic, or they're 5.
Good morning, Brad. You have a agitated and very depressed. Semi-depressed, a little depressed.
How'd they get the number?
I apologize to my dad. I text him as soon as my mom said that to me. I text him. I'm like, hey, sorry for being so aggressive. Yeah, thank you, Colton. Oh, tomorrow we have Christmas with Colton, and I told Dave Castro about it, and he said, well, are you going to invite me on? I said, sure. So tomorrow we might have Christmas with Colton and Dave Castro. I'm kind of excited. And I'll crack the question about Wadapalooza. And then on Sunday, we have Taylor Self coming on the news show to step in for Kate Gordon this week. And I will ask Taylor, can you beat Colton Mertens? Is there only room for one of you fucking weirdos at the games?
Congrats on the Rogue Challenge, by the way, Colton.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That is badass. That's the only reason why I invited him on the show. Now he's
Someone in our DMs called it our participation trophy. They were trying to go after Colton. I was like, are you really? I don't know. I was like, are you really trying to go after Colton Mertens right now? That's not the move.
Yeah.
Not cool.
Good morning, Brad. Thanks for calling, dude.
Good morning.
Hey.
Yeah, man. How are you guys?
I'm semi-depressed. Will's fucking hating being on the show, but he's stepping up, and Kayla's being a pussy, and Susie's enjoying it.
Well,
that's my assessment.
Just calling to say that COVID ain't too bad, and I'm kind of glad that I ended up getting it here because I just had a minor fever that Tylenol's been knocking out. So.
Oh, I thought you weren't supposed to take Tylenol when you got the SARS-y.
There's only one method, vaccine. That's it. What are you doing with the Tylenol?
Whoa. Yeah. Yeah, and I started a new job, so I'm the new guy who gets to report this to everybody else on Christmas Eve.
How did you get it? Were you like licking like handrails at the train station, or
I've got
you let your
probably
mask slip
5
down?
different ways. No, man, probably 5 different ways, and who knows? Yeah, I don't know.
Do you live with a significant other? I was going to say a chick, but that would be biased. I mean, make a presupposition. Does your
true.
significant other or whoever you live with have it?
They don't. They have had absolutely no symptoms so far.
Are you vaccinated?
No.
Oh, interesting. And interesting. And how many days
Yeah.
have you had it?
So I had some symptoms Tuesday night that were pretty disheartening, right? Fever, chills. Never really had chills in my life ever. So Wednesday went and had that PCR test done. And then since then, just Tylenol and like cold and flu, like over-the-counter medicine's been knocking out any symptoms, really. It's been pretty painless. Worked out this morning. So
What'd you do?
I don't know,
what was
man.
the workout?
I just did a little clang and bang, did some deadlifts, Bulgarian split squats, just some lower body stuff to keep it moving.
What did you do to warm up for that? Did you get were you sweating before you started?
No. And I'm in Houston, and it's going to be a record hot today of like 85 degrees. So
Oh,
kind of weird. Yeah.
Hey, Brad, whenever I've gotten the chills in my life, I just start drinking a shitload of water, and I start putting on tons and tons of clothes. Like I just try to sweat that shit out. I try to get so uncomfortably hot. I don't know if it's the right thing to do, but I think my grandma taught my mom that, and my mom taught me that, and that's normally what I do.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what I did. I went told my wife what was going on and got into bed. We put a heating pad over me and
oh, cool. Okay.
took some Tylenol, and like 2 hours later I started getting hot, and I'm like, oh, that's probably good.
Yeah.
So started taking layers off, and then within like 4 hours of the first chill, I was back down to normal temperature, nothing at all, just from 2 little Tylenol.
And if you want to kill yourself, just start just have a teaspoon of sugar every 15 minutes. Just a nice dollop of sugar and dollop.
But no,
sugar,
man, like
sugar,
you said,
you can't dollop something unless it's like yogurt, right? It has to be a certain viscosity to dollop.
Yeah.
I feel it's
Yeah,
accurate.
pretty
Sour
much.
cream.
Yeah.
A dollop of Daisy.
Dollop of Daisy. That's
Caleb distributed a dollop in Crocs. Caleb distributed a dollop in Crocs. Wow. My brain.
Did he put those things in sport mode when he was doing the D?
Oh, you're damn right I did.
What do you do? Like you flip something on the sole and like the grips come down or something, like a little.
Yep. It's hydraulics. It just
Like the
flips
heel
back and
thing.
you slide them back on.
No,
yeah.
it's when you take the strap and you go from the strap on the front to behind the heel.
Extra
That's
traction.
sport mode.
Caleb, I seriously think that if I put on a pair of Crocs, my sperm count per load would drop from like 300 million to like 20 million.
Oh, it has a reverse effect. It goes.
I think it's a form of birth control.
Hey, what about these heel ones that want to rock these bad boys?
Are those
Whoa.
real?
They're on the internet. Must be real.
Balenciaga. Yeah, those are good.
So I don't know. So I'm struggling a little bit this morning. I need to say something to my dad that's nicer. Like even nicer than just sorry. Like today's my mom's birthday. I think my dad's gonna come over. My stepmom's gonna come over, and I just think I should have said I need to.
Wait, so why was he upset that you sent that though? Just because you're bringing up politics, or
No, I said some harsh shit. I was like basically like, look, motherfucker, like the politics you raised me with this is the kind of shit you support. Fucking Hitler shit. Like, you know what I mean? King Trudeau shit. And it's like, it's too much. My mom's right. My dad's 81. Like, fuck. But anytime I see that, I just think about my kids. Like, oh shit. Because the majority thinks it's okay to be 150 pounds overweight and live in a space like I don't want Wally World for my kids. Did you hear? So when Emily Abbott was on the show, she said a vibrator desensitizes you, and she's not a proponent of vibrators. That's like a metaphor for just how I feel about the world. Like I'm not for things that desensitize us. I'm for, I'm not for watching TV 35 hours a day. I'm not for like the alternate realities. I'm not for like. Anyway, so I got to think of something to say. Thanks for calling, Brad. Anything else? Will you check in with us next week and tell us how you're doing?
Yeah, man. I just wanted to call and say that you've been super great lately, and listen to your show literally every single morning as I'm getting ready, and look forward to it a lot, and look forward to all the new episodes, and hopefully we don't stop at 500. But that's between you and Mr. Souza.
I'm tripping. What's interesting is what's going to happen to my personality as the show grows. Like yesterday, I saw we went over 300,000 downloads on Apple Podcasts. Thank you.
There we go.
In a 7-day period, and that really makes my head big. That like makes me like you probably hear.
Starts into political stuff right to your dad after that.
Yeah, exactly.
got on that high horse.
My dad took a beating after I heard.
Suddenly thought he was the king of the world. He's like, I'm the king of Canada now.
Yes. So it'll be interesting. And we got a fat sponsor to cover Wadapalooza yesterday. It's unreal. I need to tell Will and Caleb this.
Nice.
It happened last night. Yeah, I'm pretty fucking pumped.
Yeah, man. No, I think it's all going to be good stuff going forward. So just wanted to check in with you all and look forward to it.
All right, cool. Stay healthy. I'm glad to hear that you're still moving, got your lungs pumping.
Yeah.
Stay in touch, brother.
Okay.
Get well soon, man.
Bye.
See you, Brad.
Yep, thanks.
Seems like a great guy, just a genuine guy.
Yeah, is that unsettling that he had the phone number and we hadn't even posted it?
Yeah, that's what I was asked. I was like, I mean, not really though. You go back to any episode and watch it, and just fast forward till you see it, and then have it, right? So it's not.
Good point. Hey, anyone can Google, and it's called the Live Call-In Show.
Right.
Anyone can just. Probably anyone could just Google my name and get my personal phone number.
Yep, it's weird. Addresses, a bunch of other shit too. It's crazy. Background.
Hey,
tag.
how awesome was that? So you guys, what does Will do? Well, one of Will's like strongest things he ever did was he, in the middle of the Emily Abbott show, he gave us this.
I mean, and you're lucky that I was still on that show.
Jesus, look at
disagreements. Like that's the show that I might disappear on.
Hey, speaking of big heads, did you hear that? Even Will's getting a big head. He's like, "You're lucky I was still on that show." You're lucky.
Oh shit!
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I did not think I would be the lucky one to get picked up when you guys posted the number.
Oh yeah. We'll answer for anyone. I mean, of course. Yes.
Lucky caller number 2.
It was a tough
Lucky
decision.
caller.
Don't you think it's a little early to be drinking?
Maybe I'm not lucky. Maybe if I'm fair. Maybe I'm not lucky. Maybe I'm just the only one that called.
What's the difference?
Oof.
What's your name?
My name's Eva.
Eva. How's life?
Yeah. Good. I'm actually on my way to CrossFit to do Eva, which is the workout today for the CrossFit gym I'm close to.
Yeah, tough one.
Never done it.
One of my friends who owns a CrossFit gym, every one of the instructors there in the last week has come down with COVID. I wonder if you're going to that, except the owner of the gym. It's fascinating. Every single person who works there, except the owner, who spends the most time there to anyone, got it. There's also a couple other differences between the group. Do you have any concern that you might be going to that gym? I'm not making this up.
I don't, because I know I'm a travel nurse and I've worked in cities where they're currently spiking really hard, and I'm not there in those cities right now. So it could be that. It could be, but I mean, I've also got COVID like day one, and I don't know, I was never worried about it after that, especially, but
so you got COVID and then you had to take the vaccine to keep your job, right?
Yeah.
Any issues with the vaccine?
Oh, I had really bad reactions to it, at least the first one, and then I got my booster as well. I've had really bad reactions. It just made me like really feel like head cold and really like just for like one day sick. But I don't know.
Does that comport? Is it supposed to be like that since like you're physically strong, you're healthy, and it's just your immune system taking it and doing its job? Is that the
idea?
Okay.
Yeah, that's the idea behind it. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and so you get on airplanes with ballers and fly around just in case something happens. Like so when this show goes big, I have a jet, I'll be like, hey, why don't you come with, what was your name? Lisa? Carol? Cheryl?
Eva.
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 You'll be like, I better write that shit down.
Fucking Carol.
You'll be like, I'll be like, hey, Eva, can you come on the jet in case I have a heart palpitation?
That I would be so happy to be that nurse for sure.
Is that what you do though? You're a travel nurse. Isn't that what you do? You just roll with ballers or no?
I fucking no, I wish. No, I go to places where there's rampant COVID and take care of people that aren't doing. It's funny. One of the things I wanted to say if I did get on this podcast is that
Nothing racist, please. I got my finger on the hang up button. Careful.
Oh, well, I don't know. One of the things that has inspired me to do CrossFit is that being a nurse, like pretty much every one of my patients is obese and overweight and has comorbidities that are pretty much directly from their lifestyle habits. So, like stop drinking. I don't do drugs. I've started to eat very, very healthy. And so just I don't know. When I see all the body positivity for love your body no matter what, I think it's great to love yourself. But I know people that have lost over 100 pounds that say, yeah, fuck that. I actually hated myself. And that's why I lost all that weight.
Yes, of course. Those people are all lying.
Yeah, I mean,
no one's
I don't
happy
know.
being 100 pounds overweight.
Toxic
Nobody.
positivity.
Right,
Toxic positivity.
Hey, you know how I know that is because being 10 pounds overweight sucks. Like it changes everything. Being a little hungry and is actually like, there's nothing better than like after a workout stretching and being like, wow, I can tell that when I lean over, my roll is not blocking me now. It's not like my fat isn't impeding my movement. I mean,
yeah.
I think everyone, I don't know, but freedom's important and being free from the sluggishness of your body. Anyway, hey, good on you. When we had a Sevan a couple days ago, the doctor, and he was basically saying that he would love to implement more things to support. I think 2 of his 10 tenets to help the world around health and lifestyle was 2 of them were to support people in the medical world to be healthier. Like, hey, those people need to take a look at themselves.
So bad. Yeah, it's so bad. It's pretty sad. Like sometimes I'll be working with people and I'm like, man, how are you not the one in this hospital bed right now?
Hey, so some people will come on here and be like, oh, Sevan's anti-vaccine or blah, blah, blah. Or how do you tolerate the show? Like, do you feel like I'm throwing rocks at you? Like, I'm like,
no,
fuck Eva, she got the vaccine, blah, blah, blah. like, do you feel that?
No, I used to feel like, you should just get it, like just shut up and get it. But also, I mean, if you're a healthy individual, like that's the first thing you should be doing. There was one time you said in this podcast that people were encouraged at some point in time to forget about losing weight, just get the vaccine.
Yeah,
and
there was a hospital
awful.
basically posted that on the East Coast.
Yeah.
They tweeted that.
Yeah, no, that's my perspective on the show is like, I mean, I love my job and I love being a nurse. So like and I don't know, I've had all my vaccines my whole life. So I just kind of figured, I know they've done research on this vaccine on SARS for a long time and I wasn't that scared of it, but I understand why people don't want to put things in their body like that. And I don't think I think you're being healthy and the people that you associate are healthy. And that's better than being super overweight, a horrible lifestyle, and then just, saying, oh, I need to get the vaccine because I don't want to get COVID and die. It's like, well, there are a lot of other ways you could die.
Eva, what's it like as far as like the conversation that's happening amongst your colleagues? Is there any way or room there for you to speak freely about it? Do people speak freely about it, or is it pretty much just towing exactly the narrative that's coming from the medical industry right now?
Oh, people, no. A lot of people, a lot of nurses actually don't. I mean, now it's kind of mandated, but a lot of people didn't get their vaccines. A lot of nurses. A lot of people speak about not wanting to get them. But it is a little bit of it's very polarizing because when some people say it, then other people will just kind of mark them as like, okay, well, you're a dumbass, and I don't even want to, the whole anti-vaxxer. It's very prevalent and it's kind of polarizing, but everyone has to. It's gotten to the point where everyone's got to come to work and work together no matter what. So
Yeah, definitely.
I don't even know like what hospitals are mandating and what aren't. Like I don't even keep up with that crap anymore, honestly.
Well,
but
also you're vaccinated, so you're
I just turn it off. Yeah, like I don't really pay attention.
Yeah, you streamline your shit. Yeah.
Well, and that's the other thing. I mean, the problem is the pay for nurses. Like, there's so few nurses now that, like, as a travel nurse, I'm making more than the staff nurses that are working. I'm not kidding. Like 60 to 80 hours a week, getting overtime dangled in their face, and I'm making more than them. And they're these fantastic nurses. They want to do their job. Nurses are good people. They're not going to leave the bedside, because if nurses left Max Exodus, just quit, like went on strike, people would die. I can't even tell you how instantly. Like within the hour, people would die.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Do
you have a boyfriend?
Do I?
Yeah.
I do not.
Do you have a girlfriend?
No.
So, are you being courted?
I was dating someone recently, but I'm not really. No, not really. I don't know.
How many days? So what town do you live in now?
I just finished a contract in Washington, D.C., and I'm about to go down to West Palm Beach in Florida.
Dude, someone needs to meet this girl and get her. Dude, I'm telling you, if you're some dumbass that just smokes weed when you're dying to be a professional musician, get this girl. She'll never be around. She makes a fucking ton of money.
I would never talk to someone like that.
And you could don't listen to that shit. She's so susceptible. Just wants you're some sort of artist and you just want a fucking hot chick who works out and like takes care of people, and she's only going to be home like 3 days a week, and you can just sit in the living room and practice your guitar nonstop. Her parents are gonna hate you, but man. I'm telling you,
I don't know if that's the quality of guy that she needs in her life.
Dude, who cares what she wants? I'm telling you, for my fellow artists, I'm telling you, I would if I was 20, 30 years younger, I would take my pen and paper and my colored pencils and my pack of cloves, and I'd be sitting in your house, fucking
like crayons.
Yeah,
mooch off you.
I did too many bums when I was in college. I've been there, done that. I'm over it.
Yeah, good for you. Don't go there.
I drew this with it got all moldy. I've shown this before, but I drew this with a pack of colored pencils on someone's floor in college. I know. So crazy, right?
A pack of pencils and a dab of ecstasy.
Yeah. Well, no. Careful. Look at this over here. This is me like coming out of a hole, and look at some girls give me head in this picture. I drew that. And then that's my office. Yeah.
Wow.
See, look at the type of person that's going to be hanging out at your house.
Yeah.
Is that how you courted your wife? That's amazing.
Yes. I said, hey, do you want to live in a hole?
She said yes.
God, 5 years. You know, it took me 5 years to get my wife. 5 years of fucking courting. And then I wrote a screenplay about it. It's called 5 Years to Fornication. It's so good. It's so good. That's true. I'm not making that. The Sevan School of Homeless Courting. Yes. Yes. I was always dedicated and focused. Which vaccine did you get?
Yeah, Moderna.
Oh, do you have if you were to recommend one to someone, do you have one you recommend?
No, I don't know. I only got that one because that was the one that they were giving in my area when I did get it.
Right.
But the whole Johnson & Johnson thing kind of weirded me out with the potential for blood clots. There's so much like craziness, and I feel like we're so manipulated by the media that I just I'm so like, I don't even judge people for doing what they think is right. Whatever you think is best for you, like that's.
And you know, like if I went to the store and I wanted gummy bears and they had gummy worms, like I wouldn't even care. I would just get gummy worms. I'm not like whatever.
Yeah,
I just get them.
Yeah.
It's just a vaccine.
I mean, like I
just
believe
take whichever one's there.
yeah,
It's not like it's
I
cigarettes.
could've
I would
been
never
fine,
smoke
but-
Marlboro, but if they didn't have American spirits, I just fucking would bite the bullet and not smoke.
It's an interesting analogy, but sure.
No, it's not true either. I'm just being a sarcastic asshole. John, can you block off the 12th to the 17th? We are 100% doing Wadapalooza. We are going all
I'll be
in. Say that again.
Say it
Eva?
again.
I'm gonna be there with one of my friends. We're going to just hang out. So I'll see you
cool.
guys there.
Okay.
Stop by
I
the
won't
booth
be
and
there,
say
but
hi.
Sousa will be there. Yeah, come say hi to Sousa.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Susan, are you actually
Nobody
going?
It looks like it might be, but nobody wants to come say hi to me, Sevan.
Everyone does. Are you kidding me? Everyone saw that 12 days of workout or 12 days of Christmas workout yesterday. Everyone's itching at your door.
Oh my gosh. that was
Susan,
great.
what 12 days did you do? What was the 12 days?
It was one I wrote about 4 years back. It starts with 1 snatch, 2 burpees, 3 thrusters, 4 chest to bar pull-ups, 5 box jumps, 6 wall balls, 7 jerks, 8 kettlebell swings, 9 power cleans, 10 toes to bar, 11 handstand push-ups, and then the 12 is either a 1,200 meter run or 12 ounces of beer or any beverage.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and the
12
weight
ounces
is
of beer is way
95.
better.
Yeah, it was rough. I tried and it didn't go well for me. But I don't drink very often, so it's
What was
Yeah.
the weight?
95 for the guys, 65 for the ladies.
Nice. I mean, that's light, but it sounds like fun.
Yeah, I try to make it to where it's difficult, but it's not ridiculous. I've done one in the past that started with 1 rope climb and the weight was 135.95 and it was a huge mistake.
Yeah.
Very poorly
Wait, was
programmed.
it 1 rope climb, 2 handstand push-ups, 3 hang cleans, 4 front squats, 5 deadlifts, 6 burpee box overs, 7 toes to bar?
I can't
I
remember
can keep
exactly
going.
what that sounds, but that sounds about right.
I
Yeah.
hate it when this turns
That's-
into
I
a
did that
CrossFit
one with you.
podcast. I hate that.
That's what I did. It was so freaking hard.
Yeah, that
That's
one
what your
was
mom
tough.
said.
Okay, I'm gonna go, guys, because I gotta go work out.
All right, Eva,
So,
let
thank
us
you
for having me.
stay in touch. Get corded. Not by a guy in
sure.
Crocs, though. Not by a guy in Crocs.
Whatever makes you happy, I guess.
Yes.
But Crocs are fucking stupid and they hurt my knees. So
Yeah,
that's
there
my
you
last
go.
thing. All right, bye bye.
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 Take that, Caleb.
You guys are missing out. You don't understand.
Eva's a big fan of the show, I think. I think she sent us a DM the other day.
Uh,
If you needed some confidence today, Sevan, within 5 minutes, we got tagged in a story by the Dave Castro and the Lazar Jukic. Within 5
this
minutes.
morning
I mean,
already?
yeah.
John, can I call you? And I need to talk to you about the show. Hello, Christoph Fugate. How are you? Oh shit! Hold on.
Oh, boy.
Fugati.
Oh,
Christoph Fugati. Hi,
What's up, homie?
just John.
Oh man.
How
So what
many
do you want
light
to talk
bulbs?
about? You
So-
don't want to do a CrossFit podcast.
I'm sorry. Say it again.
I said, what do you wish to talk about since you don't want this to be a CrossFit podcast?
Like we had a nurse on, and I wanted her to be like, "Oh my god, yesterday there was a guy, and I pulled a light bulb out of his ass. Like he had shoved it in there because he's been, and we're getting an inordinate amount of light bulbs in dudes' asses because of the lockdown. Like fun stuff.
That would certainly be fun.
Like
Yeah.
Eva, what's the craziest thing a dude shoved in his ass? Well, yesterday we pulled out a Ken doll. I mean, like
Well, let me just start with this. So my kids have COVID and my wife.
congratulations.
Yeah, it's our first time.
I mean it. That's
And,
not even sarcastic. I'm glad you're going to get it over with, and I believe that will allow your immune system to fight off everything stronger in the future, and better your kids get it now than when they're 90.
Oh, I totally agree. And we found out, I think my 4-year-old was exposed to a kid or two at preschool and came home and we got notified. And I'm somebody who I hate going to the doctor. I mean, it's just my last fucking resort.
Mhm.
If I can treat it at home, if I can take vitamins and minerals,
If you can cut it off, if you can lance it yourself.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Lance and myself. And so I say all that. The kids are doing fine. They're 4 and 2. They're young. they had a little bit of a fever. Again, vitamins and minerals, they bounced back, no issues. My wife, she's struggling a little bit more, a lot of aches and pains, but we got her set up to get the monoclonal antibodies.
Oh, cool.
So she's going to be getting that done Monday.
Okay.
And me, I felt pretty good for the most part. I had a little bit of something yesterday, and I'm kind of like you. If I feel a little bit off, I'm attacking that shit. So
Yeah.
I went out. It was like 40 fucking degrees last night. Did 5-mile run.
Oh, damn.
I feel like I don't know if there's any science to this, but I feel like if you wake up and you feel a little bit shitty, if you entertain that thought, if you entertain that mindset, you're probably going to get fucking sick. But if you're like, nope, not getting sick, you tell your body what to do. You shut that shit down. You work out. You do whatever you got to do. Continue on with your regular day-to-day responsibilities. Like, I think your body can push through a lot of that shit. So that's just what I'm trying to do, and I feel fine.
Well, let me tell you this. It's the middle of the day. You want to take a nap. You climb into bed. You start to take a nap, and you start thinking about, like, your wife. Now, if you keep thinking about your wife, your body's going to have a reaction. You're going to end up with a stiffy, and you're going to end up needing to jerk off. If you switch your thoughts and start thinking about something else, like your breathing, your stiffy might go away, and you won't jerk off, and you get to sleep faster. So, as a parallel or a simile, I agree with you 100%. The penis is a clear example that your thoughts will can change the course of your day. So, I mean, I know someone's going to hate that metaphor. That's why there's other podcasts you can listen to.
I think that's a great metaphor.
Thank
I think
you.
it's one we can all relate to.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's what I was gonna
I don't
say.
know about running in 40 degree, 5 miles in 40 degree, but I think that definitely whatever works for you. You know, Dr. Asim said if you push yourself too hard, you can compromise your immune system. But there are times when I have been so snotty and so fucking sick, and I have gone for a bike ride. I will never forget it. I was in Berkeley, and it was basically a 5-mile bike ride. It wasn't 40 degrees, but it was a 5-mile just straight vertical climb. It took, I don't know, and I warred with it. And at some point during that war, a snot rocket came out of my brain, and I was healed. Like my entire cold, sore throat, everything went away within instantaneously. I came home, I was fine. And the sickness just went away on the bike ride. So I think it's important to drink a shitload of water. I think it's important to take a shitload of vitamin C, like 1,000 or 2,000 every hour for sure. Like anytime you're drinking water, I think you should be throwing down some vitamin C. I think it's important to take a little bit of vitamin D, 5,000, 10,000 a day. And I think it's important to keep moving. If your wife is not sure if she has it, Mr. Fugati. What I recommend is the DIU, do it yourself COVID test. And what you're going to do is when she's in bed, you're going to climb under, you're going to pull the sheets over her head and just take the biggest, nastiest fart you can under the sheets. And if she can smell or taste your fart, then she's good. She's good to go. She's
She
healthy.
did do an at-home test.
Oh, did you do the fart test?
Oh, no, we didn't do the fart test.
The DIU one? You spent money on a test when you could have just done that?
He did the DIY, tested positive, and then went to the doctor, and they confirmed it. So, and me, I mean, I'm like, I felt a little shitty. It's like, okay, I could go get tested, and they could say, hey, you have COVID or no. But I'm like, what the fuck does it matter? It's Christmas. I'm off work. I'm going to stay home. I'm just going to treat the symptoms. I'm not going to treat COVID. I feel a little shitty, so I'm just going to up the vitamins and minerals and work out.
Yeah. I totally, part of me totally agrees with that. With COVID, I kind of wanted to know, but like, I feel that way. Like, like my dog's limping and my wife's like, maybe we should take him to the vet. I'm like, what for? Like, what are they going to tell me that's going to cost me $1,000 that's going to make me do anything else? I don't know.
Yeah. Right. No, but one reason I'm running right now, I'm switching up my training. I'm training for a Goggins race. So obviously, you know who David Goggins is, right?
I have. I have Goggins. I know who Goggins is.
I have Goggins.
Dude, you need to get Goggins on the podcast, bro.
Stay hard. There he is.
Is he cool? All the clips I've seen.
I don't think he's cool.
No.
I think he's one of those guys that, yeah, I've read his book. It's motivational to a certain point, but then I think when you realize there's more to life than just beating your body up and going hard, then I don't think he's that cool. But for some people, he's cool.
Wait, you already realized that and you're 22?
Yeah.
Wow, that's fucking early.
Well, shit, man, I'm 33 and I haven't realized he's not cool yet. What am I missing?
Don't worry, it took me a long time to realize beating up your body wasn't cool. I'm 49. I don't think I realized it until I was like in my 40s. So
I think Goggins
Well,
a good
so the-
marker because everybody's
Will's
so
homeschooled. He knows all sorts of shit. Us fucking
Public
us
school
regular public
education.
school. Yes.
Hey, I went to public school
Yeah,
in
I
high
think-
school, though.
I definitely think there's a
Dual
I
education.
definitely think beating up your body just for the sake of beating up your body is definitely not cool. But for me, the challenge that I'm doing in March, it's more of like a mental thing. Because running 4 miles for me, it's not hard, especially if I, do a 9-minute pace, 10-minute pace. I mean, that's nothing. But to do it every 4 hours for 2 days straight and to be able to get back, recover, sleep, hydrate, eat, that's the challenge. So I think I'm always looking to improve myself, not only physically but mentally as well. And so for me, that's the challenge. And so running was just the choice of exercise.
How about
What's
this
the-
knucklehead that I follow? Here, I'm gonna pull up his Instagram. Jim
Bobrovsky.
Bobrovsky. God, his name.
What's
His
the
name is
furthest-
as good as his body. This guy is a fucking savage.
What's a
But this fucking nut is fucking doing Murph every day on top of his normal
Oh,
workouts.
I've seen that
What
dude.
the fuck is this
I've
guy
seen that
doing?
guy.
Explain this shit to me.
He's like 180 days in the Murph for a year.
When I close my, I follow this account so religiously. When I close my eyes, I see his body before I see my wife's naked body. It's a fucking mess. My brain.
That guy's a maniac.
What? Yeah. What do you think about this, Will?
So that's what I think is interesting. I think I forget the caller what he was saying about mentality. I think that's what Goggins is really helpful for a lot of people. The stuff like that, you can get past a lot more than you think mentally, and that you can train yourself mentally to be stronger than you are. I think it's the physical stuff that I don't know if it's that helpful for most people. But that can be said for so many, even CrossFit athletes, the things they promote. A lot of them are not healthy for a lot of people. But this guy's, I mean, and if it makes you if it's bringing you joy and this is something you love and you're inspiring people using like this 365-day Murph challenge, then I think there's a lot of balance. There's not one size fits all for it.
Look, he wears the same shorts almost in every workout. I wonder if he washes. Oh no, he has like 2 shorts he wears.
Caller, what's the furthest you've ran at one time? The longest distance?
Yeah, I did a marathon back in 2016. It was on my bucket list, and
Okay.
I trained for 4 or 5 months, and it went pretty good. It was cold as shit here in Virginia. It was like 33 degrees at the start,
Mhm.
and my legs locked up mile 20 and fought it for a couple miles. But I finished 3:36, which I was really happy about. I hadn't done a whole lot of running, outside of CrossFit stuff, and then specifically trained for the marathon.
Is this
So
your first?
it was good.
Is this your first 4x4x48 that you're doing, or have you tried a version of it before?
Nope, this will be the first one.
Okay, I may make a suggestion because I did a half one at the start of the pandemic when we shut down. I did 4 miles every 4 hours for 24 hours plus 1.
Yeah.
And I would say the biggest thing for me, and I have never ran more than 7 miles before doing that at one time. And the hardest thing to combat for me was actually getting in calories and then stretching in between.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, did
So,
this
my
for this
suggestion
picture? In this picture, did this guy put the bird in the dog's mouth, or like
Where
was
are
he
you
like,
at right
okay, okay, come sit here, and then he hands the bird to the dog? Like, is
Well,
that pose?
Yeah,
No, he probably
probably.
has-
The dogs
You think?
will go
He pro-
out and pick up the bird. And so I'm guessing he posed the dog there. He just said sit and hold the bird. 'Cause
Yeah, but
usually-
isn't there a command to drop the bird probably? So he probably just had brought that bird fresh, maybe.
And
just
then
hadn't
stuck
told him
it
to drop
back in
yet.
its mouth for the photo, right? I mean, I
Correct.
approve of that.
Maybe.
I'm okay with
Yeah.
it. No judgment.
Those dogs are incredible.
Yeah, they are.
Hey,
Okay. Did you ever put a light bulb in your ass in quarantine, Christoph?
hell no.
Well, then this call's over.
That's just that's an exit hole only, bro.
All right. Fine.
You let your
but
wife
I
hit your
appreciate the
butt?
guy. Appreciate the tall guy, Sousa. Thanks for the advice on the race, man. I'll definitely. Hey, real quick, what was the best way for you to get calories in to eat? Because I mean, I don't think I'm gonna be able to put down. I mean, for me, after I work out,
No.
I'm
Last
not hungry
question.
to eat for
Jesus
like
Christ! Don't
another
make me
hour.
hang up on this guy.
Easy, Sevan, easy.
One of the things that helped me is I just did a bunch of sweet potato mash. I had some beef jerky. I just made sure that there was stuff like protein shakes, like something relatively available to get in right away, because as you get into it, like around my third run, you just don't feel very hungry. But then as you go through that nighttime portion of it, where you have to wake up in the middle of the night and then you have to do it again real early in the morning, that's where you really start to feel like if you're not eating correctly, that's where you really start to feel the depletion. So I just did a big thing of sweet potato mash because it was quick, easy feel, protein shakes, and beef jerky.
Right on. All right, cool. I appreciate it.
Lots of couch stretch. You know that stretch? You know the couch stretch?
Oh yeah.
Just hang out and let your hip flexors open up, because
Oh,
especially if you
cool.
plan to do it with weight.
Maybe
too.
you should go to CrossFit Livermore, Christoph, and you could get all the time you want with Sousa. Thank you for calling, Christoph. Have a good day. Bye. Listen.
Thanks,
Jesus
Christoph. Good luck.
Christ. No, I hung up on him. We can't.
I know
do
you
that.
did, but maybe he's still watching on the tube. Maybe he's still watching on the tube.
What is this? What's the Liver King doing here? Let's see this.
Oh, I watched this last night. This was interesting.
Oh shit.
It's his whole like bed routine and his bedroom routine.
Can you guys
I
hear
don't know
this?
I don't know if it's his whole bedroom
Couple of
routine.
these little wooden boxes that we made. It's just some plywood so that we can elevate the bed, especially in a high humidity environment, so we don't get any mold underneath. And we have these thin wool pads that are just, I don't know, an inch or two, just a little bit of stuff down here to give enough cushion to kind of mimic what our early ancestors would have done with some local plants, so you're not sleeping directly on the floor. All of the materials, 100% native material. We have 100% organic wool and 100% organic cotton. And Liver Queen will never allow a cell phone in here, but if she catches Liver King listening to a book, we have this little Faraday bag, and that's where the phone goes. Even though the phone is always going to be in airplane mode, this is just an insurance policy. You'll see that we also have Ethernet cables here. That's why phones or Wi-Fi is not allowed in the room. That's why that phone in your hand shouldn't be in here either, but this is for the greater good. We have these Faraday curtains. So when the Faraday curtains are closed, you can't get any kind of cell signal in here. You can't get a radio signal in here. This is kind of a sacred environment. The walls are grounded. The floors are grounded. The ceiling is all grounded with grounding paint. And so this is really just a pristine sleep environment so that we can.
My God.
That room's
Do you know
incredible.
the kind of thrusting you could do if there was no mattress underneath you?
I bet the
wouldn't
Liver
even need
Queen
Crocs.
knows.
There would be no. The bed would take away the bed would take away no energy. It's like the difference between deadlifting like on a water bed versus just the barefoot on a concrete surface. I mean, it's not my place to say. I like the Liver King a lot, and I hope he doesn't find this offensive. But I bet you his wife has to be on top a lot. You can't have a fucking hard surface and you be on top. You just can't.
Well, they have the wool paddings and the slight cushions underneath. Maybe that helps.
I don't know. Look at this man. Hey,
Yeah,
what
dude,
if you met him and he was only my height? What if he's only 5'5"? I wonder how tall he is. That would be weird.
I hope I do get to meet him.
Yeah.
I want him to pick me up and carry me around.
Around a 400 meter
when
track.
I meet him, I will ask him if I can.
Front
I
loaded.
will take a video of me running my hands across that body.
Oh, please do.
Yeah, I will. Oh shit! I just hung up on you, William. Sorry, I didn't mean to. That was an accident. So I keep checking my phone because what did Dave post about this show? What
He posted the Buttery Bros clip, I think.
Oh, he did.
With,
Dr. McIntyre.
with Hunter. Yeah.
Hey, Hunter and I were texting yesterday, and he said that he really wants to mash those guys, Heber and Marsden. I texted Heber and Marsden yesterday too. Actually made a little
Hunter-
note about that. Hi, Leslie.
Hunter was cool.
Hi guys, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
I hope.
Christmas.
I hope so.
Merry
I'm
Christmas.
concerned. I'm having trouble enjoying it because I think I upset my. I know I upset my mom and I upset my dad.
What did you do?
I don't want to go over it again. But I was too aggressive. I basically told them that
Oh,
they're bad people for raising me a Democrat, and I'm 49. I'm still throwing temper tantrums like that.
well, it's not a holiday unless you have some kind of family conflict, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I wrote Merry Christmas. I apologize for being so aggressive. Do you think I should say something else?
Love you.
Thank you for the way that you raised me.
I love
Oh,
you.
that's a good one.
That's
Oh,
good,
way
Leslie.
Better. Way better, Leslie.
That's all you need.
You.
That's
you
why the show's
guys
better with females.
raised me great. Okay, I said that. I love you, and you guys raised me great, and I mean it.
Perfect. That's what I would want to hear as a mom.
All right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say the podcast you had with Emily the other day, she gave a suggestion for orgasming before, every day before you work out.
Yes.
I'm trying that out. My husband thanks her because I do work out 5 days a week. So I just wanted to call in and say, well, I'm going to test that theory out.
And she is your husband part of that regiment, that new regiment?
Most of the time, yeah.
And what about her? Like, she was concerned with orgasms that, not concerns too strong, but she was saying that there's other orgasms besides just clitoral stimulation, right? Don't girls have a clitoris, right? That's the thing you got. And and that there should be like an internal one too. Do you do both, the internal one and the clitoral one?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, shit.
Absolutely. We tried it out this morning. I just got back from a 12 days of Christmas workout, CrossFit workout. So feeling good. Feeling great.
Is your husband orgasming before every workout?
Does it matter? I'm not. This is a process for me.
Yeah, I like that. That's probably not said on a lot of shows. Is your husband having an orgasm? Doesn't matter. Look at that.
Great.
No wonder you like this show. Ruthless. Well, I'm glad. That's awesome. I'm glad the show's adding benefit. I'm glad the show's adding benefit. I thought it was interesting. Kate's post about vibrators, and Emily was pretty against vibrators. So I thought that was interesting too, the different perspectives. Do you have an opinion on that?
I heard that too. That made me a little worrisome. So I'm going to try to put that down for a little while so we can, I'll test that theory out as well.
It's so easy being a guy.
Easy how?
It's just like there's not like, it's just, hey, stroke this. Thank you. Good night.
True. Very true.
It's a very one-dimensional process. There's unless you got someone who's trying to push your button, but I guess it doesn't have to be. You can have a button pusher. Are you a button pusher? Do you try to push your husband's button?
No, I spoil him terribly. I really do. So no.
You spoil him terribly? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that. You're a good dude. You're a good dude. You're good.
Hey,
I think
listen,
I think
I'm
a
of the
lot of women
mindset-
do that. I think there's a lot of dudes out there who have just unbelievably great wives.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do have those friends that do that like to be in control and like to push their husband's buttons, but I just don't see the benefit in it. I benefit far more if I just spoil him,
Yeah. Take advantage of him too. Every men love to be taken advantage of. Even when they say no, don't believe them.
Okay.
Just don't ever dudes are like, don't ever accept no. They don't really mean it. We never really mean it. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to go to sleep or I'm dirty or like just don't, just be chill. Just don't ever believe them. We're idiots. We're idiots.
All right, guys. Well, I'm off for a hike this afternoon. So you guys have a great holiday and keep up the good work.
Peace and
Merry
love.
Christmas, Leslie.
Peace and love.
Merry Christmas. Thanks for calling.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.
I went to a seminar in college called "I Love Female Orgasms," and they told me vibrators don't desensitize for what it's worth. Yeah, that's not true. That's not everything desensitizes. I just know that's not true. And I don't believe Colton. How does Colton really?
He's dynamic.
You're
Don't
ruining my
question
impression
Mr.
of you,
Mertens.
Colton. What'd you say?
I said he's dynamic. He's a man of many things, you know?
I know. I just
Colton
don't
can-
like to think of him as being that worldly. I just like to think of him as like not knowing stuff.
Small
like
town
that.
Iowa guy.
Yeah.
He consistently
Actually,
is building
in
this
my
persona.
head, say that again.
That it's like he's consistently continues to build on his persona. Like we find out more things about Colton, and then it's like, man, I really wish you would win the games. It would be
Yes.
cool if you won the games.
Oh my
'Cause, like,
god.
you want someone cool to win the games, right? Justin's pretty vanilla, cool guy, but it's like you want someone that has some quirks. That it's like
it would be.
like Rich had a farm. That's like cool because it's like a farmer guy. Matt's
Justin's from Stockton, which is pretty cool. But
Yeah.
like even if
Lodi.
Colton went to the games and won an event, the place would
Yeah.
fucking go berserk, dude.
I mean, it's all about the
The
story.
place would go berserk. Yeah. It would be
Colton
like
has-
when Cody or Spieler or Josh Bridges. I mean, the place will fucking go berserk.
He's a fan favorite for sure.
Cool guy.
Oh, does he? Will, do you hate Justin?
No, I just think he's kind of boring. I want someone exciting to win the games. I want a good story. I'm all about the story.
Yeah, Justin's just a good dude. He's a good,
Yeah,
just a
he's
good
a solid
dude.
guy.
Mullet.
Nothing against him, but kind of boring.
Yeah, with
It
the
was
mullet,
interesting
yeah.
when Ben Smith won the games because he was in for so long that when he won, you thought that there'd be like a lot of content stuff coming out and he'd be a little bit more in the starlight. And it was like he won and that year just went by super fast. It's like
same
it
with
was kind of
Graham.
happened by
Same
me.
with Holmberg.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you made that like remember there was like a couple of videos that you made like number 1 and number 2 when you like showcased him and stuff like that. So there
He's a
was
savage.
Yeah, there was more stuff I felt like on Graham. Like I go back and like watch his training day and like listen to a bunch of stuff. And although there's a lot of content out there with Ben, there wasn't very much like after he won the games.
Man, Graham used to do just nutty shit. Like when we filmed with him once, and this is early on before people did nutty shit. Now everyone does nutty shit. But he's like, "What do you guys want me to do?" And we're like, "You want to do Fran twice in a row?" And he just did it. And it was nuts. I want to say he did both in 7 minutes or something, or two Fran and then Fran again. It was nuts.
Well, it might be honestly this too is that I think athletes are more scared to share their actual personality now because they're branded, sponsored, so they're all the same. So that's why it's fun when people like Colton are just themselves and it's a fun story to watch. Whereas everyone else is you don't even know who they are.
Yeah, that's true. Especially the major
Danielle. Yeah, Danielle's cool on social media. People like that are fun to pay attention to cheer for because you know what their background is, what their story is, somewhat at least. That's why it's fun when people like Haley come on the show because from their social media you'd have no idea what Haley's about. But when Haley came on the show, you get her personality. And so that's what I think maybe it's part of the sponsorship that we want, professional athletes now. Well, what you're going to get is boring storylines of people too afraid to say anything because they think it's going to upset their sponsors, which in reality, I'm like, if you're a sponsor, you want the weird people.
Hey, did you see the interview I did with Tyson Bagent, the guy who just won the Harlan Trophy?
Yeah.
So in that interview, I thought he was like, I hadn't met someone so wholesome since the first time I interviewed Rich Froning. I mean, this guy Tyson Bagent, if you saw him walk out of a whorehouse, you would think he was there like saving lives. Like nothing, shit can't stick to that kid. I mean, and I mean that. He's so pure. He's so sweet. He's like a dream son. Anyway, and and I was just thinking the whole time I was interviewing, I was like, man, sponsors are going to have a field day with this guy. This guy is just every way beautiful human being. And afterwards, his dad told me that he got, this dude. So we had this guy on the show, and a couple days before he was on the show, he threw a pass in the last 10 seconds of a game and won. Then the Saturday after we had him on the show, he did the same thing. So 2 weekends in a row, he threw a last second touchdown pass to win the game. And by the way, he was going to win the Harlan Trophy even before that happened. He had already had it like cinched up. It's nuts. Anyway, so his grandfather got upset when he was on my podcast because he said the F word. Like, and I found that fascinating just because of the fact that, like, holy cow, this kid is so squeaky clean. Like, I didn't even hear him say the F word. But I'm pretty much on the other end. I'm the opposite of squeaky clean. I'm squeaky
Desensitized to it.
Yeah, I'm desensitized. I have a vibrator in my brain. I've been totally desensitized.
He has over
I got
2,000
one
followers now on
sponsor,
Instagram.
bitches. Nothing to lose. Well, there you go. Who is this sponsor? Is it Swolverse?
Yeah.
Swolverine.
Maybe? I
Yep.
think.
God, doesn't that sound like something Ben Smith would come up with, like CrossFit Krypton, and then Ben Smith also takes the Swolverine. Did you reach out to Alex Smith to see if he wants to come on the show, Matt?
Yep. Yeah, I reached out to him twice on Instagram, and then I shot him an email. This was probably about, I don't know, whatever, 5 days ago, whenever we had originally talked about it.
Someone, hey, Will, with the capabilities you have, can you share screens from where you're at?
Yeah.
You have okay. So you're not on here like a guest. You're on here like an admin.
Yeah. Well, I only have my laptop though, so I don't have other screens. So it's kind of hard. But
Oh, are you at home?
at my parents' house, yeah.
I'm Googling carry a person. I need a picture of someone being carried for this next bit I'm going to do. Let me see.
Can't wait for a good bit.
And,
I think that's what you need to continue to think of good bits. I think that's, really going to push the show forward. I would like to see some voice impersonations from you, Sevan.
Did you see when I did? Did you see one of the shows I sung a little reggae? It was weird.
Yeah, that was really good.
Thank you. I can't really find. You know what someone said in the comments? It's really disappointing when you're searching Google on there. You know what? Fuck off. I don't care what you say.
And it's a podcast. It's not it's supposed to be an audio. It's all about the audio.
But I'm glad you wrote it, because then that gave me something to talk about while I'm searching for photos again. So I mean, it ends up being a symbiotic relationship. I do want to thank you in that. Damn, you can't find a picture of. I can't find a picture of what I'm looking for. But anyway, someone said, "Hey, you have a better chance of getting." You know what I'll do. Okay, let's go here. You have a better chance of getting Alex Smith on the pod, or you have a better chance of getting Danny. So we invited Danny Spiegel to be on the podcast, and she said no, and she gave some reasons. And she said, and so then someone said, hey, if you get Alex Smith on the podcast, you'll have a better chance of getting Danny Spiegel on the podcast. And I want you to know, there's no fucking way I would have Danny Spiegel on the podcast unless she were to carry me around a 400-meter track. Not like this, though. I want to be straddling her face to face. So imagine if this guy was if this lady was holding this guy like a little baby, and we would be face to face. And if she carries me around a 400-meter track like that, then I will have her on the show as a guest. But she's in the penalty box, and so she's gonna have to do something, And someone said, well, couldn't she? Yeah, kind of like that, but it wouldn't be sexual. Come on, let's not be risque. This is disgusting. Don't have any values on this show. But anyway, yeah, it would be like that. But we'd be clothed, and she could wear a mask if she's like afraid of getting no judgment. But so I just want to know, I really want to have Alex Smith on. He does not have to carry me around the track, but Danny will have to do pay some sort of
physical feat.
Yeah, just something for refusing to come on once.
Maybe
already.
She could bounce you like the D ball that you were bouncing. She could do D ball cleans with you. Just maybe like a trampoline below her.
She could do D ball cleans with me. I'd rather have. I would rather have her carry me around the track like a baby. That would be nice. And you know what? And she could do it on the day after my fasting day. So I'm a little bit lighter. So I'd be like 150. Yeah. She doesn't share my values. And I don't know, Vito's a little strong. She just doesn't share my values. But that's what I'm saying. Like now people are saying that she would come on the show if Alec would come on the show, because I guess they're friends. But I'm saying that the window is now, I'm not begging her to come on the show. She would then in turn have to do something to what's that called when you get rid of your sins? When you clean yourself of your sin? What?
Absolve.
Repent.
Thank you, Caleb. Yeah, absolve and repent. Thank you, Caleb. Caleb speaks from the dark side. Repent, yes. She has to repent. How cool is Caleb's voice too? It sounds like he's talking to us through a transistor radio. Repent.
It's like we're inside the radio headset.
Yeah.
I like the air of mystery behind him too. Behind the curtain speaking. And by the way,
if you
Alex
guys knew
didn't
what this
say
guy
yes
looks
or
like,
no. I doubt.
What you guys
don't know.
say that I don't doubt it at all. I don't doubt Alec would come on the show at all. Why would you even say that? That's crazy talk. Let me tell you, people, when we got Haley Adams on the show, people said, I can't believe she came on the show.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree with you on that one, though.
And not only did she come on the show, but but she enjoyed herself and said that she would love to do it another time. So
listen, people. It's like, that's what I don't get when people say that kind of stuff, because someone could come on the show and be like, what you just said offended me, or let's not talk about that, or I don't agree with you, and you'd be totally chill with it. Like, it's not. Yeah. I don't know why anyone would be afraid to talk to you.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's an association thing.
I think they're more.
I get it. But
I think they're more afraid to really elaborate on their thoughts and their viewpoints with Sevan than they are afraid to talk to him, because you're going to really try to push them for some logical answers and to really explain how they feel, and maybe they're not ready for that.
Yeah.
My mom chastised me a little bit. So when we had OPT on, I was a little disappointed of how that played out, and the fact that Dave kind of went after him a little bit, and that there became some drama around the fact of the difference between CrossFit and OPIX. And the reason why, and I didn't know why, but the same thing happened when I had Dave Lipson on. After Dave Lipson got off, I said, hey, it looks like Camille wasn't too happy. It looks like they might have had a little beef going on between the two of them during that call. And my mom's like, hey, man, that wasn't fucking cool. You did that. And I go, yeah, I felt like that wasn't cool either. And she goes, you're supposed to take care of your guests. And I really do feel that way. I'm not here to play gotcha with fucking anyone. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to keep it real. I'm here to but I'm not here to play gotcha with my guests. And I want to take care of my guests. Even if we have a totally different opinion, I'm not here to, I'm here to only to push them as far as they want to go. I'm here to it's like I used to, when I would have Dan Bailey on the CrossFit podcast, people would just be like, man, Sevan's such a fucking asshole. And I loved that, because that was my goal, to elevate other people. And if that meant bowing my head down and putting my head in some shit so that other people could look good, great. Like, that made me feel great. Like, why is Sevan so mean to Dan on the show? Like, yeah, it's fine. It's good. It's good.
And it's a show. Like, if you don't like that stuff, then don't listen to those episodes. Like, it's not about, yeah. And if you just want to listen to Haley Adams and Sarah Sigmundsdottir, then just listen to those episodes. You can choose what you listen to and what you don't listen to. So
don't get crazy, Will. No, listen to them.
But you should listen to every show.
Yes.
Even if
good.
Listen to every show. If you want to turn the audio off and just let it play on YouTube, that's fine. Just
click on it. That's all you got to do.
Just at least play and click on the ads.
Thank you, Caleb. The OPT interview was awesome until the last 10 or 15 minutes. He looked really disappointed, I didn't mind him looking disappointed. I didn't mind that Brian brought it up. It was the fact that it exploded into something that was a little bit more negative in his life. And he texted me on the side and was like, hey, you could have shared another clip on your Instagram, because I shared a clip that showed that difference. And he's right. Like, I did not like that it played out like that. I know I can't control all of that. But the same thing with, like, after my mom's, like I didn't have to, the audience could see, my DMs filled up. The audience could see that that Dave and Camille, that there was something weird going on. And I didn't need to drive it home. I didn't need to say it. And that's when, like, part of the show is me. Part of the cool things about the show is me reflecting on the show in real time as the show is going. And I didn't need to do that. I know how to put the brakes on that. I'm not a fucking 2-year-old most of the time.
And also, him looking disappointed is on OPT. I mean,
I was talking about Dave, but I see what you're saying too. So sorry.
I was going
I totally agree. Yeah.
Yep.
And I was humble with even OPT when he said that. I said, okay, I'm the idiot. Explain to me the difference. I'm open to that. Like, if I have someone on who's a Democrat and who wants to tell me the importance of Black Lives Matter and the importance it is to fucking making the world a better and happier and more equal place where everyone is fucking kumbaya, I'm open to it. But when they're not on the show, like, I have my strong understanding of human behavior and whatnot. And also, going back to Danny Spiegel, like if she is going to say stuff about my values and my morals, she opens herself wide open for me to have fun with her Instagram account. So I mean, I'm not opposed to, like,
Yeah, well, my whole thing is if they have such strong point of views and they really think that they're doing good, why wouldn't you be open to having any conversation to help convert the people that are maybe toe in the middle of the line here to your side? If you're really basing your stuff on sound, logical, reasoning, then why wouldn't you come on to have a discussion to further clarify your points?
It's
I
like the
kind of
comment
get
from-
that, but I would be scared to go on someone else's show too. I'd be a little
Yeah.
scared.
It's like the comment from Cindy yesterday morning. That's like before the show even starts, ripping on Sevan for things that she's perceiving. It's like what that does no good, right? Zero good. That's never changed anyone's opinion. It's not going to make anyone like you, and you're not going to feel good after comments. Zero.
But it makes for good mom jokes.
Unless you're, yeah. Well,
caller, go ahead. I'm
that's what I was
sorry.
thinking. Like how
No,
many
no
people you
worries.
think-
How's it going, guys?
Go-
Merry Christmas.
Hey,
Merry
caller, do you
Christmas.
think
We've had
Will and I could be related?
Maybe. Maybe.
Will,
Maybe
is
a
your
little bit.
nose big? It doesn't look big, but it's hard to tell on this apparatus.
maybe bigger than average, but
I was just watching you guys on YouTube, but it was the timing is all weird, so I had to walk away.
Oh, okay.
So great show. Love you're a huge fan. Just got to say one thing, and I got one question. First question, a while back, I think it was one of your first podcasts, you said young parents are angry parents. And I wanted to know where you got that from.
Is that out of context? I'm having trouble remembering that.
Oh man, you were riffing about like parental values and how to raise your kids for the most part, and you were making a comment about keeping your kids like in line and everything like that, and just kind of being easy at the same time, like having a level head. But you mentioned that like young parents are angry parents. And I just wanted to see where that came from.
I cannot believe I would make such a judgmental carpet statement. That does not.
I'm not
like
angry
an
about that.
absolute
That's not offensive. That is not an offensive comment to make.
I have never speaken absolutes. I'm very open-minded. No, I'm sure I have said about myself. If I was younger, my kids would. It would be a different kind of wrath. It would be.
To be fair, like I see it in some other parents that I know. They're like younger parents, and
yeah,
they tend to be a little bit more angry. I'm like, is that just?
I went into sorry to cut you off. I went into a supermarket the other day, and it's a supermarket I frequent regularly. And the lady behind the counter goes, oh, "Man, it's so crazy how much time you spend with your kids." And I said, "Oh, cool, thanks." And she goes, most parents don't want to do that. And then I said, yeah, I do know that. And even my friends who like absolutely fucking love their kids to death and like do so much for their kids, they still like sending their kids to school so that they can get free time. I am not that guy. I'm 49.
Yeah.
I'm 49. This is like I'm looking at the clock. It's 8:18 Pacific Standard Time here, and I'm like, in 12 more minutes, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna go in the house, and those fuckers are gonna bomb me. They're gonna be running around the house. I'm gonna lay on the couch. They're gonna start jumping on me. I'm gonna get them dressed. We're gonna go to the beach. It's gonna be pouring rain. They're gonna be like, I don't want to go out, and I'm like, well, yeah, we're going out, and I'm just like, it's my life. So
do you think that it's partly because some people, it takes a while for them to realize what they actually signed up for?
Oh, man, it's a good question. I mean, I have a million answers for you. I don't like if I was, when I was 34, I just found CrossFit. And if I had these fucking kids, I would be so fucking like between the age of 29 and I don't know, I'm making this up. And 39, I went to 100 different countries. And I spent the vast majority of my time probably out of the United States. And I went to some fucking amazing, insane places that most people will never, ever, ever, people who can't even imagine existing. How would I do that if I had kids? How would I have done that?
It's kind of like you got it out of your system in time.
Yeah. Now I could care less if I left more than 2 miles from my house. So I don't, first of all, I pass no judgment on young parents. Like I can't even imagine. I think it's like really, really important to stay super healthy and grind really hard and save as much money as you can. And then when you're older, if you find a woman who wants to have a baby with her. I did not want to have kids. Like I was 100% certain at the age of 34, I did not want kids. I knew I would never have kids. I knew I would never get married. Now look at me at 49. I'm so happily married. I still jerk off to my wife, and there's nothing I would prefer more than my kids. I mean, I can't even fucking believe this is my life. I was telling my wife the other day, this fucking whole thing that's called men who have commitment issues, or people who have commitment issues, that's a bullshit statement. That's the trickery of fucking words. No one has a fucking commitment issue. I looked up the definition of commitment. Listen to this definition. The state or quality of being dedicated to a cause or activity. That's commitment. Now look at the second definition. An engagement or obligation that restricts freedom. Well, everyone better have fucking commitment issues. You don't want an obligation that restricts your freedom. I mean, for eternity. Why would you get married for eternity? Like, why would you do that to yourself? Doesn't even fucking.
Well, it kind of goes back to.
Even though I am married now and I'm very happy about it.
About a long time ago.
Sorry, go ahead.
When you
Sorry, go ahead.
It kind of goes back to what you were mentioning a while back, as far as like true freedom is your ability to be detached of like material objects, right? But like humans aren't material objects. That's a relationship. So like, yes, that's a commitment, but that's a worthwhile commitment, theoretically.
Yeah, and I think you can be committed to, like, I've had this discussion. It's come up a few times a month. What would it take for me to leave my wife? What would it take for me to go through a divorce? And you know, it's easier said than done, because I do have a pretty amazing wife. But like, if I was in a relationship with someone and they started hurting my kids, or like if I had a family member who was an alcoholic, they wouldn't be allowed to drive or be around my kids. Like alone. I mean, there's right. Things that are deal breakers, but other than that, like, yeah, it's, you bring up a good point there. Sorry, I'm all over the place here, but you bring up a good point about your kids are not objects, and you do mate with someone, and then you create that kid, and whether you want to or not, you have a lifelong commitment now, maybe even eternal, if you're like a religious person. So I can't imagine doing something here on earth that would fucking follow me through eternity. It's so superficial here. I don't mean that in a bad way.
No, it's true. It's absolutely true.
Yeah. But I'm open to it. But I'm open to it. If it's the only way I can live forever, I'll take it.
I mean, you can't take anything after you die. So it literally is.
If I have to explain to God why I was throwing eggs at cars on the 880 in San Jose as a kid, and that's going to be on my record forever, but I get to live forever, I'll take it.
So one thing that I'm going to change subjects on that segue though, as far as who's going to meet God. You might not be totally happy that I'm going to bring this up, because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But I should have called earlier when you guys were talking about the subject. But when you guys do the news, when this came out, Hobart and Kate didn't bring it up. I was like, oh man, that's a missed opportunity. But maybe you guys can't just talk about it. So 2 weeks ago, there were documents released that were corresponding to the initial numbers of the vaccines that came out.
Yeah.
And I figured like, oh man, like this is going to be great. Hopefully they talk about it. But it doesn't seem like too many people know about it. I just wanted to put this out there.
Let's hear it.
So back in like 1976, swine flu vaccine came out, like 3 deaths. They shut that vaccine down instantly after just 3 deaths. And they were elderly deaths.
Yes.
For the first 90 days, we were at 1,200 deaths.
Yes.
From this vaccine.
Oh, but you can't rely on the SARS. You can't rely on the VAERS. You can't rely on the VAERS reporting system. You can't rely on that.
Right. So here's the kicker. Yeah. There was also an 81% abortion rate, spontaneous abortion rate, from those that were pregnant and took the vaccine. And these numbers are coming from one of the big companies' documents. I'm not going to say like, you know.
What do you mean, from the current one or the swine flu vaccine or the current?
No,
vaccine?
the current. I'm just making a comparison with the swine flu vaccine, because if they shut it down after 3 deaths, they should have shut it down after they knew within the first 3 months that 1,200 people died.
Dude. What for? All I care about is what makes you think you can't bring that up on this show. What's wrong with you? Are you not listening?
Oh no, I mean, I didn't want to get you guys. I didn't want to get you guys in trouble of like misinformation and all that stuff.
No, it's. I'll blame you. Hey, I think that there is a shit ton of dishonesty, and the fact that the VAERS reporting system pre-COVID vaccine was considered underreported 9-1. And now it's considered over-reported is insane. The fact that doctors, and I know it, I would be willing to bet fucking 2 inches of Caleb's dick that it's not that it's not over-reported, because no one wants to fill out that fucking paperwork because they're not paid to fill it out.
Exactly.
No
and
one's
like the
going there
doctors
and
don't
making
have
that.
time.
Yeah. And
First of all, the doctors don't have time, and the family members whose family just died, they don't want to do that. Their family member just died. They have to make arrangements.
Right. And
you know what I mean? So by the time it's done, they don't even think about it.
Let's not forget, if you do get caught doing that, they're sending you to Gitmo. Like that shit, like you get caught fucking with the VAERS shit, you're fucking toast. I'm telling you, I wouldn't fuck with it. If I saw something like if someone in my family died from it, I wouldn't report it on there.
I mean, the thing too, though, is my point is these numbers aren't from VAERS. These were the company's direct numbers from their initial reporting. These are the documents that were never supposed to be released for like 76 years based off of the FOIA request.
Oh, okay, right.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
it's
that story is
company data.
That story is a little misleading, that they're not going to release that shit for 75 years or whatever. That story is a little bit misleading.
Regardless of that, so like who knows? I don't really care about that. All I care about is the fact that these documents actually were released, and like more people need to see like, hey, they knew right from the get-go, this many people died, the abortion rate was like this many, and that's it. That's all you need to know, because they shut down previous vaccines just for 3 deaths.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Sorry. Got a little too into it.
No. This is good. I'd rather you bring it up and I'd be like, yeah, that asshole can't stop talking about the vaccines. It's not my fault. It's one of the callers.
No, yeah, I mean,
instead of having Christy A.
Sevan Matosian did not screen this call. Sevan Matosian did not screen this call.
This show is completely out of control. Am I grandpa age? Let me think. Sevan, your grandpa age. If I had a kid when I was 20, that kid would be 29. Yeah, I could have a 9-year-old grandkid. That's true. That's weird.
I mean,
fuck off.
You're
Don't ever
possible
say Chris,
grandpa
you're
age.
banned.
I don't
What?
think you are grandpa age, you know.
Thank
But
you.
it's possible. But
Thank you, Will.
49
promotion.
is
Double
cool,
Will's
Dad.
pay. Sousa, double Will's pay. Listen, guys, I'm fucking telling you. I sent a text to fucking Will last night, and I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" And I sent it to Caleb and Sousa too. I took a screenshot. The show every like 3 hours was our numbers were going up. It was fucking weird, and now they've been going up. I don't know. It's like 5 months like this, right, Will?
I mean, yeah, even this past month, especially. I mean, I think we have like 40% of the total listens in the past month.
And what's weird about that is I used to always just look at YouTube and I'm like, man, the Sevan podcast isn't growing. And then Will came on and he's like, hey, can I get the passwords for your podcast Buzzsprout account? And I was like, yeah, sure. Sousa, do we care? He's like, nah, fuck it, whatever. If he erases them all, we'll just do more shows. I was like, all right. So we give the passwords to Will, and the Will's like, congratulations, the show's really growing. I'm like, what? And he starts showing me the data. It's crazy. It's crazy. And so yesterday I reached out to someone. I can't wait to tell you guys who. And it's a guy I've been talking with for about a year now. I use his product. It's one of the only products I use. You guys seen me pump it up a shitload. And I said, dude, look at this shit. Look at my fucking numbers for the show. And he's like, iron sharpens iron. Let's do something together. And I was like, bitching. And I was like, hey, you want to, I don't want to make any, then I spoke to O'Keefe. I spoke to O'Keefe yesterday. That's the guy who owns Wadapalooza. And I was like, hey, can we steal your live feed for Wadapalooza? And O'Keefe's like, yeah, I'm game. I'm like, really? We can just pirate it and show it? He goes, yeah. It's like bitching. So we're going to, hopefully John and Brian will be down. That's why I need to talk to John Young. We're going to just basically do the whole Wadapalooza thing like we did the Dubai CrossFit Challenge. Nope, not Victos. That would be great. But not only that, I asked O'Keefe, I said, hey, I said this to him. I said, hey, you know, Dave Castro at the games gave me like 15 to 20 minutes every night after the event. Can you give me 15 or 20 minutes? O'Keefe says, absolutely, Sevan. I was like, wow, he doesn't use that voice.
He does not talk like that.
No, my sponsor uses that voice. It's like O'Keefe, it feels, even though O'Keefe's younger than me, he feels more like my grandpa. Oh, yes, Sevan, absolutely. I will give you 15 minutes. Whatever you need, my friend. And so I got this sponsor I don't think we're going to make money off of it. He just wants to jump on board and be together. He's given us some cash to help facilitate. I think Souza's going to go to Wadapalooza. He's going to have a camera there, an iPhone there, so I can talk to the athletes as they come off the field. We'll pirate the live stream. I'm getting really excited. And as long as I'm taking my ancestral supplements every single day and I stay healthy, I should be able to make it through the week full power.
Don't forget your liver.
Hey, Sevan, I'm still here. I'm just going to give you the opportunity to hang up just so I'm not like that guy.
Hey, I thought I told you to shut the fuck up.
You're a good dude.
That is a good dude. That's a good dude.
It's
Just
so
let me
funny
get my
when
T count up.
They're just on the call for.
Oh,
my
you guys
God.
are fucking great. Seriously.
Hey,
This is-
one thing I want to go back to the very first start of the podcast. I'm just going to make this quick statement because how Will and Caleb got involved, and actually how I got involved as well, is a lot of people, especially they'll come to me and they see what I do with the firefighters and the police and at the gym here, and they go, "Hey, I want to be a part of it. I'll do anything. Just tell me what to do." And I want to make it clear that when you say that, you are not bringing value. You have now created a job for me to find a job for you. And so if you really want to be a part of a team, if you really want to step out there and join something, show up, observe, find a way that you could do value, bring value, and then just do the work that brings that value. Don't ask for what you could do or tell me what to do. I'll do anything. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. So when you reach out, just do the work. That is all.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Caleb and Will just creeped in.
Yeah,
Like
they did the work.
like
They showed up
water
and
under the
did it.
fucking door. I mean, it's nuts. I cannot fucking believe that there's 4 of us on this team doing this. It's fucking bizarre.
Except you don't need insurance when we creep under the door.
Thank you. Thank you. I get so freaked out every time Caleb talks. I just love it.
Oh, it's awesome.
Tomorrow, I think I'm going to get, for sure, we'll have Colt Mertens on at, I think, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Brian Friend will be here also. And then hopefully Dave Castro will jump in at some point. Have you ever done a podcast with Castro about himself, or is he too private? So, you know what's interesting, Christine, is every time I do a podcast with him, I bring up some of his personal life. I ask him about his family, his daughters. I know Dave really well. I've been to his house a fucking gazillion times. I've been to the ranch. He helps my son with his shooting. When I lost my job, and to this day, Dave, those pigs that Dave shoots or those types of things, Dave will bring meat to my fucking family to fucking help out. That's why it's fucking, can you fucking believe people fucking criticize him for that shit? They have no fucking idea what they're talking about. He's always been, if he has leftover clothes for his kids or motorcycle helmets or any of that shit, he always brings that shit to my kids. We have a very trippy and unique relationship. When I was at CrossFit Inc. and I didn't want to do a podcast, he insisted I do the podcast. I started it. And then when he thought I was going to get fired if I kept doing it, he let me know. We have a very, even though he's 6 years younger than me, there's very few people in my life who've taught me as much as he's taught me. I mean, he really, without teaching me, he's not like, hey, I'm going to teach you this shit. It's just stuff like you're around a certain kind of person. And you're like, okay. I've said this a million times. I didn't no idea what integrity was. I didn't even know what the word meant. There was a time in my life until the first time I ever did ecstasy, I didn't even know what the word focus meant. I remember the first time I did ecstasy, I was in the backyard of my house in college. I was like 20 years old or something. And it was actually, I learned how to do a pull up. And I didn't do drugs like recreationally like normal kids. And I learned how to do a pull up on XC, and my housemate's like, hey, do a pull up on this branch. And I'm like, I tried and I couldn't. He's like, dude, it's not really a pull up. It's you flex your lats. And he squeezed my lats, and I was on ecstasy, and all my focus went there, and I flexed my lats, and my whole body went up. I was like, holy shit, why the fuck do they call it a pull up? It's a back lat flex, and your body goes up. So there's things that you think you know the definition of, or meanings you know the definitions of, until you realize you don't. And integrity was one of those things. And Dave taught me about integrity through his actions. And so going back to, I have had him on the podcast. I do know a lot about his life, but there's also a lot of stuff I don't know about his life. But whenever I push him, he pushes back, and he doesn't mind pushing back. He's not like the kind of person that takes offense to it. And he taught me how to do this. He's very comfortable saying, no, I'm not going to talk about that. Or, hey, don't I? But it's funny. People in the comments are like, don't you know by now he doesn't want to talk about it? It's like, dude, he's not a bitch. I can keep pushing. You know what I mean? It's like, I had tried to kiss my wife fucking 20 times before the first time she let me kiss her.
5 years.
Yeah, 5 years to fornication.
Episode 55 is the Dave Castro solo episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, and do you know what? Do you want to know what? Up until last week, that was probably our all-time most popular podcast, and we had so fewer listeners back then.
Mm-hmm. That was right before the games too, I think. Travis, please send me another email. I searched for your email after I saw that come up in the comments like a couple podcasts ago, and for whatever reason, I could not find it. So I'm not purposely ignoring you at all. Please just shoot me another email. It'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah, Travis has been great. I'm sorry, Travis. There's a bunch of you who are in my inbox who've been great, and I have you marked as unread. There's another one. There's another guy, Curtis, who's in there. I got to get.
And we
back.
do need help with apparel. So,
Andy,
Hey,
if you
those
don't get a
shirts.
response,
Say it
just
again.
DM our Instagram, and I'll say, hey, Suzo, Travis said he wants a
yes,
response
that's
to the email.
also yes, yeah.
So you guys know that is what's going on here. In a nutshell, Souza does the scheduling, Will takes care of the Instagram, and Caleb takes care of the clips for the subclip station. I mean, that's a little vague. Is that correct?
More or less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Will harvests those clips from Caleb, and then they started talking. I've lost control. I don't know what anyone does.
Travis, if you shoot me a DM, I'll send you my email so it doesn't have to go through Sevan to me if you don't have my email address.
No, no, it's not those. What was that called? That was something. I did really like those. I don't think that guy has money to sponsor us, but what was that guy's name? He was a games athlete, black dude.
Oh,
Elijah?
Strong as shit.
no, wasn't it Jordan?
No, it's before Elijah, after Jordan.
Evans something, right? Evans?
Yeah,
Was his last name?
yeah. Oh yeah. Evans is his last name.
Josh Evans.
No, games athlete.
Is it
Something
Josh?
Evans. John Young.
No.
John Young. Tell us, John Young. Tell
Why
us.
does it escape?
Paige
Why
and
does it
John Young.
escape me?
Evans.
John.
CrossFit Games. Evans.
He's super strong, dude. Too.
Jeff
Yes.
Evans.
Jeff Evans. Yes.
Yeah.
Jeff Evans. Yeah, Jeff Evans has a supplement. But it has cayenne pepper in it, and you squeeze the drops in your mouth, and it's so fucking good.
Is that what you used to drink in like the kind of transparent cup all the time on the show?
No, that was Good Dudes that I used to ice,
Oh.
but now I drink hot coffee because I drink it slower. Yeah. Wow, I don't remember Jeff Evans looking like that. Yeah, that's him though.
Sweet. Hold on, let me go say hi to my buddy right here.
He's at work. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Great Christmas Eve show. We will have I'm gonna fucking mute Matt. Bye-bye. Caleb, thanks for coming on. Will, thanks for coming on. Susan, thanks for coming
Sorry
on.
about that. Thank you.
Sevan, thanks for coming on. Barbell, thank you.
Thank you for being awesome.
Giving us a job.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
We'll see you guys tomorrow in 22 and a half hours with Colton Mertens. Christmas with Colton and Brian Friend.